Hello, I'm Kalani White. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm just going to be reacting to koreaboo videos I found off TikTok. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
And then later on I was kissing that same person. It was very bad, awkward, sad kiss. It was really, really bad. And we were both sitting there in silence afterwards, and they were sitting there in self-pity, and so I didn't really know what to do, and so I just went to diffuse the tension.
Okay, I have had a bad kiss before, but I can't imagine trying to diffuse the tension like that. I just up and leave. But I mean, I guess it could have been worse, you know? But this isn't really like koreaboo cringe. It's just downright embarrassing.
Story time on how I met a crazy koreaboo girl in my study hall last year. So I met this girl in my study hall last year, and she said that she liked BTS. But I could tell that she was lying to me about everything. Because for one, she told me that she's been a fan since debut, but she didn't know that Hoseok and J-Hope were the same person. Quite honestly, I don't even think she knew that Hoseok was a member of BTS. Beside the point. So she told me that after the concert at MetLife, she was walking home with her friend, and BTS came and picked them up in their limo. So obviously she's lying. This would never happen. Because one, they don't take limos to get back to their hotel. And two, they would never pick up an army and drive them home when they live 2 hours away from their hotel. And she was like, oh, me and Army were snuggling. He gave me his phone number. And just to be a bitch, I was like, oh, so what did Namjoon think of that? And she was like, oh, he was so jealous. I was like, girl, shut up. I know you lying to me. Part 2 to my koreaboo story. So the limousine story wasn't the only thing that she told me. She also told me that when she went to the concert, she got pulled up on stage. Like, I forget who she told me. I think she told me that Tae pulled her up on stage. And I was like, oh, really? I don't remember seeing that at the concert. And she was like, oh, that's because you went to day 1. I went to day 2. I was like, I still watched the live stream. It didn't happen. And then she went on to tell me that she got backstage passes, and she met them, and she talked to them. She even told me that Jungkook called her cute and gave her a kiss on the cheek. Which, again, would probably never happen. I was like, bruh! I was like, girl, are you deadass? You think I'm gonna believe that? But again, I just went along with it.
Imagine being a pathological liar. Honestly, I feel like this person kind of just wants like clout or attention, and that's why they're doing it. And I hope that they get the attention and help that they need, honestly. I'm assuming that like this person is really young, but you don't have to like lie about yourself to be like more interesting. I'm not even gonna lie, I've like said false information about BTS just to gauge how much people know. Like one time I was like, the rap line would be nothing without Jimin. And the girl I was talking to was like, yeah, okay. Like she agreed with me, and I was like, girl, I just found you out. And BTS don't even like let people backstage to meet them. As well as if it came out that Jungkook kissed an international fan on the cheek, all hell would break loose on Twitter.
I'm just sitting here and I'm suddenly reminded of something that happened in class while I was studying abroad in Korea. Our professor had asked right after Chuseok if there was any Korean dish that any of us wanted to try that we hadn't had the chance to try yet. And this girl raises her hand and she goes, K. And the professor goes, I'm sorry, what did you say? And she goes, K. And she goes, K like dog. And I kid you not, everybody's jaws went. And the professor went, oh, well, you know, we actually don't eat that here. Yeah, anyways, what's your weirdest koreaboo story?
I just want to know how you confidently say this to a group of likely Korean classmates in the south of Korea. I'm pretty sure not that many people have eaten dog, especially in a first world country like South Korea. But wow, I'm shocked. The audacity, the gall.
Time about the koreaboo moment I witnessed at the Asian supermarket not too long ago. Let's go. Okay, so I go into the Asian market to buy some ramen and some snacks. I'm in the ramen section. There is a guy standing there. He's tall. He's pretty cute. A girl comes up to him who is not Asian and not Korean. And she goes, 오빠, 잘생겼어. If you don't know what that means, it basically means you are handsome in Korean. And he turns around to her and goes, I'm Vietnamese. And she proceeds to say, 죄송합니다. If you don't know what that means, it means I'm sorry in Korean, before she walks off. He just told her he's Vietnamese. What the
Fuck. Oh my gosh, what I would give to be able to disassociate from people like this. Like, if you're not Korean and you're not like actively studying Korean, why are you walking up to random people and speaking in Korean? Please help me understand. Enlighten me even. Like, what are you actually doing?
It was the SuperM concert in Dallas, and I was in the front row. Behind me were Korean EXO sasaengs. So before the concert even started, they were just acting very weird and very suspicious. So the Korean sasaengs kept asking me to move because I'm 5'7", and I was getting in the way of them taking illegal photos. Backstory here, I had been drinking prior to the concert, so I was like 2 stadium beers in and 3 shots of Jack Daniels in. And since I didn't move and I was getting in the way of them taking illegal photos, they started talking shit about me in Korean, not knowing that I'm Korean and I can understand them. So I turned around and me being drunk, I was like, you're in America. We fight bitches here. Didn't hear from them the entire concert. Fuck EXO sasaengs. I'm glad they met their match.
Back talk is quiet. It's quiet. Ain't no back talk. Honestly, as you should. Like, I'm glad she put them in their place. Honestly, I hope this woman is having a wonderful day. Only her.
So I work at a hair salon, and this was about like a year ago. It still haunts me. This girl was sitting in my chair and I was cutting her hair. And I asked her what kind of music she listened to, and she goes, I listen to this certain genre of music and you probably don't even know what it is. I say, oh really, what kind of music is it? To which she goes, I listen to K-pop and I listen to this group called BTS and you've probably never heard of them before. Oh yeah, I know BTS, I'm a pretty big fan of them. This sets her off. She gets up out of her chair and starts doing the mic drop choreography. The whole salon is staring at her, and I just stand to the side because, yeah, I know the choreography, but I'm not gonna dance, I'm working. After she was done with her little scene, she sits back down, and she goes, I have this feeling that Jimin and I are gonna get married one day. It's fate. I wish I was kidding. Like, I genuinely wish, but this actually happened.
The cringiest part to me is that she got up and did the choreography. Like, most K-pop stans are not trained dancers, so I can only imagine how this dance looked. But anyways, I will be expecting my invite to the wedding. Me and my man's Namjoon will be in full attendance.
This happened recently to me. I would say this is the hugest lie ever, but I'm being dead ass. This happened. I was gonna go get my friend a K-pop album because it was Christmas, right? I was gonna give her a gift. I was shopping for the Yellowwood album from Stray Kids, and I see the Beat album right next to me, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come back and get this, probably, I want this. I see this girl on the other side of the store eyeballing me. Really, really bad. I make up my mind and I decide to go get the Beat album. While I was gonna go get the Beat album, this girl runs to the album. She grabs them and is like, don't touch those. I was like, excuse me? And she was like, do not touch those. They are mine. And they will be mine. Keep in mind, everybody was looking at us, and I was like, oh no. She's like, Jimin is in this, and you don't deserve this album. Yeah. And then she walks away, and I'm like, She eventually doesn't get the albums, and I end up getting it.
Honestly, you are one good friend. Like, I can only imagine receiving a album from one of my faves as a Christmas gift from my friend. Like, that's so sweet. But honestly, whenever K-boo activities leave the house and or internet, it's baffling almost. And my main question is, was Jimin actually the photo card for that album since you got it? Like, I'm very curious. I hope it was.
Despite the year 2016 being very saddening for many K-pop stans because it's the year that so many groups disband, there were so many K-pop stans still coming in because of BTS and EXO. So speaking of BTS, there was this video that went around of this girl screaming Yoongi Oppa and had a tampon and pretend that tampon was him. And you know what she was doing with it in the video. We're not going to go further into that. Needless to say, BTS definitely saw that video because the whole K-pop community blew that video up. It was like trending, and it was so bad because BTS's account, quote unquote, glitched and deactivated for a while.
I literally forgot that this even happened. Oh my gosh, I remember seeing this video, but I totally forgot that BTS's Twitter accidentally deactivated. Like, imagine being the reason why BTS leaves Twitter.
This boy, oh my lord. He did a few things, but I specifically remember him saying that he wanted to get eyelid surgery so he looked more Korean, and he also said he was going to get his dad to get the same surgery, so it was like more believable that he was actually Korean. He also said he was learning Korean and would say things like 미안해 and 오빠 and uni, like unironically. He also said he auditioned for JYP, and this Caucasian male said he got in. He wasn't joking, like, he was like, yeah, I got in. He was trying to convince us. He also like shipped Jimin for real, which isn't like a koreaboo thing, but it's just really weird.
Girl, not you meeting Ollie London 2.0. I'm always tempted to like hard press people that say like, oh, I know this idol, and oh, like I've gotten into this entertainment company, but like I assume these people are fucking crazy. So it's like, if I press them too hard, are they gonna snap? Like, that's my fear.
Okay, so this happened when NCT was on tour back in 2019. I was at the Houston show. Me and my friends were staying at an Airbnb, and this particular Airbnb would like have multiple different groups of people stay there. One of the other people was Sosang and her friends. And it was kind of insane. She was a Jaehyun Sosang. I don't know which one, don't ask. But she was just showing us all this stuff. She said she moved from China to Korea to go to the same school as Jaehyun, and like brought her uniform with her and showed us her uniform. She said that she was known and showed us the bruises on her legs from being pushed down by security. I was like, me and my friends, we didn't know what to say, and we're just like,
That is really not the flex that she thinks it is. People like this are just like downright creepy. That's all I had planned for today's video. Let me know in the comments if I should do something like this again.